Hi, everyone. My name is Chris Cervalera. I'm the Executive Director of the TAG Alliances. I want to thank you for viewing this recording. Normally, we do our monthly webinars, but this month in October, in September, we are getting ready for our international conference in Washington coming up. And so we won't be having a webinar in October, but we wanted to offer this to our members as something of interest. Uniworld is a company that has been one of our friends of TAG for almost a year, and I'm joined by Liz Marchese of Uniworld. She's going to walk us through the product and particularly how it can be of use to marketing and business development teams within our firms, or you might even have a client who is looking to expand internationally, and the information that Uniworld can glean can really provide you with valuable insights as to market segments and locations based on industry. A little bit of background on how we became aware of Uniworld. One of our other friends of TAG and a recent conference presenter and well-known consultant to the accounting industry, Gail Crosley, presented at our Fall International Conference last year in Santa Monica. And during that presentation, she showed Uniworld and some of the reports that she has done and studies she's done with clients of hers who are accounting firms and law firms. And the information pulled is just very, very valuable, and it allows her to really help her clients focus on particular industries and sectors. So without any more introduction, we'll turn it over to Liz, and she'll tell us a little bit about Uniworld and how to use it. So thanks, Liz.
Thanks so much, Chris. Thanks for inviting us here today. It's really exciting for us to be able to show this resource off to all of your members. And thank you so much for Gail Crosley for introducing us to you. Gail and I have had several conversations through the years about how she uses our resource and how she trains team members to be able to find their industry sectors and to further hone in to be able to drive commerce to their businesses. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the resource and show you all the filters. And if you have any questions, stop me as I go along, and I'm happy to answer them. Just a little background on our business. Uniworld Business Publications, we've been in business since 1955. When we first started out, we were in print, of course, and we printed volumes of books. The American firms operating in foreign countries and foreign firms operating in the United States. Our last printing was 9 years ago, and our first generation website started 9 years ago, and what you're looking at today is our second generation website. One of the big changes that we made in our second generation website is we combined those two books. So any of your users who are used to seeing the differentiation and having to choose from one database or the other, now it's all joined together, and we've added a ton of new data and a lot of new data sorts also. So I'm going to take you through that. And this is our home page that you're looking at here. One of the first things that you can look at if you wanted to take a look at what some of the samples would look like of what the data is, we have a sample guide up here, and you can click right on here and find all the samples, both View, PDF, and Excel. And there's also a user guide. And what's great about the user guide is it takes you step by step as to what the searching capabilities are. So basically all the information I'm going to give you here today is in a step-by-step guide as well too. So now we're back to the home page, and we're going to go in and take some look at some searching. And this is my phone number here. So if you ever need to reach out to us, you can give us a call. So I'm going to click on Start Your Search, and this is the search page. And from the search page, we're going to create a number of searches. We're going to go through all the filters, and I'm going to show you how you can find that particular type of data that you're looking for. So the first way that we can look at data is through a keyword search. When you put a word or a company name into the keyword search, it's going to search the fields of the parent company name, the subsidiary name, the division of name, or what we call a product description, what that company does. So I'm going to put in the word printing. And it's going to look for every single company or all those fields that have the word printing in it. And you'll see the results on the side here. And what it's showing is that there's 37 American parent companies, 78 foreign parent companies, and all their domestic subsidiaries and foreign subsidiaries. So we're going to take a look at it. And these are the 3 different ways that we can look at the data in a web view format, PDF format, and Excel. With a subscription, you would have the ability to be able to search and view in all 3 formats. And the subscriptions do allow you to have unlimited searching and unlimited Excel downloads. I don't know if you saw, because that was pretty quick, that it did open up in a separate window. So it does give you the opportunity to be able to go back and to refine your search. So these are our search results. And the first company that we look for is 3D Hubs BV, and they're out of the Netherlands. And they have a subsidiary in Brooklyn, New York, right in my backyard. So it gives us their contact information. It also gives you the website and the email. Website and email are both hyperlinks, and you can open that company up and get further information on them. And as we go down, we see it gives us the CEO. What our researchers do, we have our own internal research team. Every year and a half, they will review each company. They go to the company website, and that's where we're updating from. We don't pull our data from any other companies. We generate it all ourselves. And so our team will update the data, and you'll see that you'll have the website, email, telephone, fax number, career postings, yes or no. What that means is that that company has their own career posting page to be able to look at with that. Well, let's go down a little bit and see what else we're finding here. All right, so AGFA, they are out of Belgium, and it gives us their CEO, CFO, and their PR and their global PR contact. Gives us all their contact information as well, too. Their employee numbers, revenue, career postings, yes or no, and their NAICS codes. The NAICS are the North Atlantic Industrial Classification System, and that is what we use for the industry sectors. It tells us whether they're public or private, and in italics, this is what that company does, or that product description. And we should see the word printing in here, and here we go. Here's that word printing, and that's what we search for. And here we have their domestic subsidiaries in Belgium. What you'll also see here too, and this is a brand new filter that we just added in about four or 5 months ago, and it's the type of subsidiary. And about a year from now, that'll be a filter in the searching area for you to be able to look at. And it gives you the type of subsidiary, their contact information, their website, and their email. If the researchers can find a separate website or email for that particular subsidiary, they will put that in. If you take a look at this one here from Colombia, they do have a different email address than what's listed for the parent company. If the researchers can't find a different email address, they will include the parent, so there's always a connect back to it. So let's close this out, and let's go back to our original search. We're back on the search page, and we see the word printing here. So I'm going to delete that. Quick delete. And let's add a company name in this time. And I'm going to put in a German company, Subsidiary. And you just click on your Enter button, and you see it's looking for all the companies that have the word Subsidiary in it. And it's showing us four foreign parent companies with 13 domestic subs and 19 foreign subsidiaries. This time, let's look at it in the PDF format. What's great about the PDF format, of course, is that you can download it much easily, you can print it, and you can incorporate it into your materials as well. Also, of course, with all the Uniworld information, it cannot be sold. And it can only be used for your own personal use within your company. So here we are, we're looking at Subsidiary. And this first company that comes up is actually a division of Subsidiary. And it's showing us all of their information as well too. And it shows their subsidiary in Morris Plains, New Jersey. And it gives us all their information, and you see that the email address is different than the parent email address. And it gives us their contact also in both areas. And if we come down, we find another division of Subsidiary as well too, with a German company with their subsidiaries in, let's see, France, Poland, the United States, and also it gives us their information with their employee numbers, their revenue numbers, and what that company does, their production of chilled and frozen pizza. And we still haven't seen the actual ultimate parent, and here's another division of. And they're out of the Netherlands. And what do? They produce portion packs. And here's the ultimate parent, and their company out of Germany. And then it gives us all of their NAICS codes, how their ownership is held, all their contact information, and then all of their subsidiaries as well also. What you can also do is we're back at this search page again. And let's say that we wanted to add a country as to where that company was headquartered in. And we're only concerned with companies that are in Germany. And we only want the subsidiaries to be in the United States. We're not concerned with any of the other subsidiaries. So now we've looked at those companies, and we can see that it's filtered them, so we're only getting the German parent companies with their subsidiaries in the United States. It's a quick filter out, and it lets you view the information exactly the way you want it. So I'm going to close these out. So we looked at the keyword, and we briefly touched upon where the parents are headquartered and where the subsidiaries are headquarters. So let's clear this out. A quick way to clear it out is we come up search for companies, and it clears us out there. So now let's say that you're a parent, that your company is interested in locating all of the market share, so all the business that's coming from inbound from Japan, and you want the subsidiaries to be in the United States. And then more particularly, you want to add a state or province to that. So let's say that we want to look at Minnesota. So it's telling us that there's 33 foreign parent companies that have 108 foreign subsidiaries in Minnesota. Of course, Japan can also be filtered by their provinces. So if we wanted to further filter that, we could.
Sorry, Liz, I accidentally unmuted. I muted you. I was trying to unmute myself. Are you there?
Oh, okay. Yep, I'm still here.
I had a
Can you
question.
hear me?
Do you have companies who use Uniworld for their acquisition goals? So will they use Uniworld to research, possible targets for acquisition in different jurisdictions and markets?
Absolutely, absolutely. So if your target is that you want to be able to acquire a market share within a particular country, you could research that country very easily. So if we were looking for, let's say, China, this time we'll look at China. And we can look at every single company that has a parent company out of China with all of their information as well too. And we'll download this into Excel, and then we could take a look at the Excel file. Is this what you were talking about, Chris?
Yeah, exactly. So for the firms who are listening to this, there's obviously a marketing and business development for your firm aspect for your firm, but also for your clients. Your M&A departments could possibly use Uniworld to help achieve client goals. If your client's coming to them and they're saying we're wanting to get into, a particular market or area, or diversify. It seems like there's a lot of good information here that the clients could utilize.
Absolutely. So if your client comes in and they say that we're very interested in looking at the market within Japan, China, I've uploaded China here.
And there's Alibaba.
And that's right.
I don't know if they're an acquisition target for anyone, but that's good that they're there on the list.
And it definitely gives you an idea as to what the size of those companies are. And if you do identify something within an Excel format, you could, of course, go in and just further search that particular company as well also. We're on the parent company page here. And on the parent company page, it's going to give you all the same information that we saw within the PDF and the view version, but it's fully parsed out for you, which makes it very easy to sort. So if you were concerned with looking at a full country, you could, of course, come through and you see the company name, the address 1, address 2, the city, state, or province, and of course all these columns, since it is within Excel, can be fully formatted and fully sorted as well too. We have the country code prefix, postal code, zip code, the division of, contact 1, contact 2, contact 3, telephone, fax number, website, email, employee numbers, revenue numbers, career postings, yes or no. So if you were concerned and you wanted to look and see how those revenue numbers were falling because your client has a particular sweet spot that they want to explore, of course you can pull that right out. And let's say that they're looking at, if they're looking at the lower revenue numbers, you could pull those right out and be able to identify the companies that way also with it. And it makes it very easy to be able to do that. Copy it, open it up, and dump it right into a new one. And then you're bringing in all that information for it. Also, what we have, of course, is we have the foreign subsidiary page. And this is great because you can identify where those foreign subsidiaries are located. So we had parent companies from China, and their subsidiaries are all over the world. And of course, we can sort it and find where those subsidiaries are located. And that makes it very easy to be able to identify your exact market or your target for acquisition. And the domestic subsidiaries are all within China. So if it's very important for that particular acquisition to have domestic subsidiaries, this is a great way to be able to target that as well also. And if you come over, then we're seeing all the same information that we saw within the printed and web view format as well with it. So I'm going to close this out. And what we're looking at here, and I'm just going to bring this up, this is a slide that Gail Crosley had provided to me, and it helps her clients to be able to identify a particular market share. So if your client is, or you are very interested in determining all of the companies that are going inbound and outbound within particular industry sectors, using those NAICS codes to find the industry sectors, you would, in the first column, in column A, we have the countries that you're interested in exploring. And then column B through G identify the industry sectors that you're interested in. You would do a search similar to what I just did with China, and then you would identify all those industry sectors that are within your sweet spot. And you're putting the numbers in. What these numbers correlate to are parents and subsidiaries. This is the outbound right here. This is outbound. And then we have inbound right here. And down at the bottom is a combination of the inbound and outbound. So if we're looking at the countries that we're interested in exploring, and then looking at the different industry sectors, we can identify and see, okay, Germany for distribution definitely looks like something that we would be interested in exploring. And also Canada in distribution would be interested in that also. Looking at Germany from a professional standpoint, that's a little bit lower, but the UK looks great in that particular instance also with it. So this helps you to identify and to be able to capture a full market share. This is the technical side of it in terms of showing how you would input the numbers into a format to be able to identify that for yourself. But let me show you how you get that data. So what we would do is, I'm going to clear this again. You just click on that red box there. So we'd come down to the NAICS codes, and these are the industry codes. And if you're unfamiliar with what code that you would want to be using, we do have a search feature. So you can click on search for the NAICS codes, and it does bring up that search feature. So let's say that we were interested in looking at professional services. So I'm going to put in professional. And you see all the different codes that come up that have the word professional in them. You could start with a 2-digit code of 54, or if something looks a little bit more advantageous to what your goals are, you can use that number. I'm going to use 54 for now. So let's put in the code 54. And you see the numbers come up, and we'll add that in, and the results come up. Now that's a pretty broad spectrum. So let's say that we are looking at companies from Germany that have subsidiaries in the United States. And if you wanted to specify exactly where within the United States, you could always add a state in. So now these are those numbers that we would input into our field. We have 150 foreign parent companies that have 614 subsidiaries. We would add those two numbers up and then input it into our columns here to be able to put it all together. And then once you bring all of those numbers together, then you'll know which area is going to help you corner that market share. So that's how we use the NAICS codes. And let's add a couple more in there. So I'm going to delete this. But we're still interested in Germany and the United States. So now we have that, all of that in there. And of course, we could look at the full Excel sheet, or we could put in another NAICS code. And I'm going to add in, this time I'm going to add in real estate. So I'm going to add in 53. And that brings up all the different real estate. And 53 is the title heading for it. So it's going to further bring it down. And let's just take a look at what those companies are so you have an idea of what that's represented of. And this is a great way for you to be able to determine how to capture that market that you're looking for, how to expand your corporate base, and how to expand your commerce. So the first company that we see is a bank out of Germany, and it has their subsidiary on Park Avenue in Manhattan. And it gives us all of their contact information as well, too. The second company works within manufacture, displacement of turbo boosters, compressors, and they work within the real estate market as well also. And it gives us their sub in Pennsylvania. If we were concerned with wanting to play with where the subsidiary was located, we could do that as well too. So I'm going to just put in Alabama and see if we get anything for Alabama. And it gives us two parent companies from Germany that are within the real estate, rental, and leasing business that have 3 foreign subsidiaries just in Alabama. Taking a very small slice of the world and finding that exact company that meets your goals. And we could do the same thing going outbound also. So let's find companies from the United States that have subsidiaries in Germany. And we still have that NAICS code on there down here of 53, which is the real estate business. So let's change that, and now we've taken it off. So now we have every parent company from the United States. So there's 23 parent companies from the United States that have 7,185 foreign subsidiaries within Germany. Of course, we can add in a state. So I'm going to add in California. So there's 447 now. So now we've filtered it even further. We can also filter it by revenue and employee numbers, and that's another way to add another level of filtering in. So if your client is looking to acquire a company from the United States that does business in Germany that's in the 500 million to 999 million, we can add that filter in also. If you're looking to capture commerce within that particular type of geographical area, from the United States, California to Germany, and you're looking to generate commerce with that level of company, 500 million to 999, you can definitely add that in. You could add several layers of those filters going in as well also. There's no end to the combination of what you can do with this. So I'm going to add in another couple countries. So let's add in India. And of course, you see the numbers going up on there. And let's add in also the United Kingdom. And we're going to specify where within the United Kingdom that we would like to look. And let's say that we're looking at Scotland. So now we're looking for parent companies from California that have subsidiaries in Germany, India, the United Kingdom, specifically Scotland, and they are within one of these three revenue ratings. And let's add a NAICS code in also as well. This time I'm going to add in food manufacturing. Oh, and we get nothing. Okay, so what I would do at that point is I would let go of some of these revenue and see where we go with that. So now there's six. There's six parent companies that have 9 subsidiaries, and let's see who those are. And this is an exercise to show you how you use the filters to add and delete while you're on the search page to be able to find those companies that you're looking for. So the first one that comes up is Dole. They are a private company. Dole, it gives us all their contact information. They are from California, or their NAICS codes, and it shows us what they do. We know that they distribute, that they're in the food manufacturing business, and it gives us their subsidiary in Germany. And the same is true. We've got the Paramount Farms International. They're from California, and they have a subsidiary in India. And so forth and so on. We've got the Clorox company out of California as well too, and PMC Global, and the Wonderful company. This company I just came across yesterday. I love the name of it, so I wanted to make sure I used it again today. All right, so I'm going to close out some of these, and we go right back to our search page. And here we are. So let's do another search, and let me show you another little doodad that we have here. So you can also search using both the parent companies and the subsidiaries using their zip code and their postal code. This is a great way to geolocate and really zero in from a geographical location as to what you're looking for. So I'm going to use my own. So first I would put in the United States. You can use as few as 2 digits. So I'm going to put in 07 and click on add. And it's going to tell us that there's 184 American parent companies with 14,000 domestic subsidiaries and 9,600 foreign subsidiaries. That's a big number. So if we wanted to, we can also filter by public or private. So if we're only interested in working with private companies, if that's what your goals are right now, is to bring in more private commerce, then you can filter it by that as well too. And let's throw in a word into here also, into the keyword, and let's throw in the word insurance. So it's telling me that there's 1 American parent company with 1 domestic subsidiary, 2 foreign subsidiaries. That's a private company within my 07 zip code that has the word insurance within it. Let's see who they are. And they are Globex International. They're out of Chester, New Jersey, and you see the 07 up here. And it gives us all of their contact information and all of their subsidiary information, both in the United States, in China, and the UK as well too. And this global search works for both of the with both the zip code and the postal code. So you can use the postal code for all of the foreign countries as well too that use a postal code within their postal system. So I'm going to let go of this. And we're going to do it from a subsidiary standpoint this time. Now I have the word insurance that's still in here. And let's use the subsidiary. So now I'm looking for subsidiaries in my area, but this time I'm going to use it as a radius. All right, so we have the radius. I clicked on that too fast. Sorry about that. So I put my zip code in, and I'm going to say 50 miles, and I'm going to add a zip code postal code radius to it. And we do have the word insurance that's in there. And let's this time look at just public. And so now we've captured 224 record results that could be added to your grid in terms of looking for capturing your market share. Our database is used by B2B sales, marketing, and lots of different divisions within the companies to increase your market share and to increase your corporate global contact information. So these are the companies that came up within the search that have subsidiaries within 50 miles of the zip code that I entered. The first company is that of Germany, and then because I'm pretty close to Manhattan, it is going to pick up Manhattan with a 50-mile radius. If we felt that I just pushed it out too far, it's very easy to come back and make that change. So I'm going to change that now to 5 miles because I've just pushed it out too far. So it's showing me that there's 2 foreign parent companies now with 3 subsidiaries within my 07628 area. Let's take a look and see who those are. And then here we go. It's giving me Aon, which is from the UK, from London. And it's showing that there's 2 subsidiaries within Gloucester, New Jersey. And it's giving us all of their contact information as well, too. And you'll notice that it gives us their contacts, as well as all of the contact information for the parent and the subs. So we're taking a very small slice of the world, and we're still getting quality data for that. Our data is extremely up to date. As I mentioned before, we do use our own team of researchers, and those researchers will update the companies once every year to year and a half. If while you're searching that you do have questions, we're always available to be able to help and to be able to give you all of the resources that you need to be able to accomplish your goals. I'm going to clear this. And so we looked at the keyword, the parent company, the subsidiaries. We looked at public, private, and career. Now, some of our researchers or some of our subscribers have told us that they use the companies with career postings as a filter from an economic development standpoint, where they're looking to determine what companies are expanding. So this is a great filter to be able to use when you or your clients are looking to acquire a company that's in expansion mode, or you're looking to do business with a company that's expanding also. And we looked at the parent companies where they're headquartered in terms of doing a geolocation with the zip code and postal code through both the straight ahead zip code postal code or through the radius as well also. And you can use that same type of formatting for the subsidiaries as well also. We looked at how we enter the industry codes. The industry codes are a great way to be able to capture that full market with it to increase your commerce within that particular market share. And we looked at revenue, and I'm going to show you employee numbers. Our revenue and employee numbers start at 0. The reason we do that is to capture those private companies who don't report their income or their revenue numbers. We do not use an algorithm to guesstimate what it would be. We report exactly what the companies are reporting through their websites. What our researchers will do is they'll look through the quarterly reports if it's a public company to pull out all their information. If it's a private company, what we'll do is we'll read all of their news and information that they do post on their website to be able to do the work for you to get you the most current and up-to-date information. So once you've pulled all these numbers together, you can always use Gail's formatting to be able to come up with the market share that works the best for you if you are looking to capture a market. If you're looking to assist a working with a client who's looking to acquire, this is a great resource to be able to do that as well too. So we are a very multifaceted resource, and we're here to help you. And we greatly appreciate your time today to allow us to present the resource to all of the TAG members. So thank you again, Chris, for allowing us to come on with you today.
Liz, thanks so much. And it's just interesting. I know we talked about this when you were telling us about Uniworld's foundation back as a publishing company. It's just amazing that all this data is available to you instantly. Uniworld has offered Tag Alliance's members a 20% discount on all new subscriptions for the first year, and then a 10% discount each year if you're still a member of the Tag Alliances. So if you have information about that, contact Liz. Her information, you can go to uniworldonline.com and contact her through there, or on our website on the Tag Alliances. Again, Liz, thank you so much. This was really informative, and I think there's a lot of different ways that our firms or their clients could possibly use the Uniworld platform. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris, and we're happy to afford the discount to TAG. We greatly appreciate the opportunity, and we're looking forward to working with everyone.
Thank you.
Again.